Okay, so good morning. It is Monday morning, 10 o'clock, and we are Coffee with Chris. And we have Jenny Hurtado with us. And so we are going to talk about staging. So every Monday at 10 o'clock, we do a Coffee with Chris, and we have an expert. Sometimes I'm the expert. And so we talk about different things. And Jenny and her husband, Bob, is actually past clients of mine as well. And so if you're a past client as well and you have an expertise, then make sure and reach out to me so you can be on here with us as well. If you're a family or friend and you have an expertise, Jenny, if you've got any family or friends and they're an expertise, an expert in whatever they have, come on. So we want to, constantly have be educating people, be giving information, all of the above, and making you smarter for the week. So Jenny is her company, which I've got it posted here as well. One of my things are not going through, so we'll have to go back and look. Instagram's not going through. So we'll have to we'll have Jenny's information here. And she is, so it's got her phone number on here. And her company is Jay's Home Staging Services. So, and her website is stagewithjenny.com. And so her information is going to be here. And so if you've got any questions, again, we're going to go through some different things that she's got, and then you've got her contact information to reach out to her as well. So let's get to it, Jenny. So tell us what you do.
Okay, what I do is actually provide facelift for sellers that are selling their property.
Is that like facelift?
Exactly. Exactly. I try to help them prepare their home before they call the realtor.
Okay.
And the photos are taken so their house can look presentable, their property actually. And I try to I kind of showcase what they have with the existing furnishings, so they don't have to go out and purchase anything new. I try to open up the space in the home, declutter for the potential buyer, because that has to do, a buyer is looking for space when they're looking for property. They want to make sure they have enough space and room for before they sell, before they purchase. And my goal is to rearrange any kind of furnishing or the prints, the pictures on the walls, to reorganize appropriate accessories for the room and make it look presentable. Because to me, appearance matter, especially if you're selling your property. So what I do, I provide three forms of staging. I can do consulting only. I can do soft staging, which actually has to do with fluffing up the furniture, rearranging. I sometimes borrow property from another room and just switch things around.
Declutter.
And I declutter spaces. Sometimes it's too much. I mean, people sometimes forget what they have and they just keep piling and piling.
Right.
And, you need the space. You need cleanliness, and make it look presentable and make it move-in ready. Because when a client is looking at a home, they picture themselves and they picture their furniture. Oh, this is going to fit here. That's going to fit there. And I think I can work with this room. And sometimes I can just stage one room. I can stage two rooms, or I can stage the entire home, whatever the client is most interested in.
Right.
So basically it's I do a walk and talk on my second visit, because I interview them on the phone. I do a walk-in so I can see which room is it that they're interested in staging. And then I write up a proposal. And my second visit, I start doing the staging. And if I need help, I do have a partner I can work with that I bring her along. A potential buyer, when they're going through a property, it starts for outside curb appeal.
Hmm.
It only takes like 30 seconds for a client to say, "Oh, okay, I think I'll go into that home," or "No, I don't think so. Let's just keep going." And
Right.
tell the realtor.
Especially like with the yard mode or the just a little bit of manicuring or whatever, weeds pulled
Absolutely.
can go a long way.
Yes, yes. And actually, in the National Association of Realtor, there's a survey that says for every $100 that is spent in staging, the seller will gain 300 when the property is properly staged.
If the for every $100 that the seller spends,
In
they will
staging,
make 300.
exactly.
Oh wow. Okay. Which that makes sense.
Yeah, it's and staged homes 73% are sell faster than an unstaged home. Instead of sitting in the market there for weeks and weeks and weeks, people, they get discouraged. I mean, I see pictures, I see photos online, and I'm saying, "Oh my goodness!" I mean, this just doing these little things around the room can emphasize a beauty,
Right.
and some people just don't really care. But anyhow, those are basically the my style. The three: the consulting, soft staging, and the full staging, because I like to set the stage, and my goal is to create a move-in ready appeal and leave a lasting impression to the
Okay.
prospective buyer.
So when you're doing consulting, so you're
Mhm.
going into, so somebody is going to sell or somebody's going to relocate
Mhm.
or convert their house into a rental or short term like an
Right.
Airbnb or whatever. Is that
Right.
kind of what you um
I
those
do.
different things?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So whenever they're going to do those things, they're going to call you and you're going to, and so your consulting part is that you're telling them, okay, I suggest that you do this, or, you take all of this
Right.
crap off your bookshelves and only
Right.
do 3 books instead of
Exactly.
100 books or,
Right. 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 Actually, I write it up. I write up what's needed to do, and if they
okay.
follow through, that's great. And if they don't, well, that's up to them.
Right.
But I can make the recommendation.
Okay. And so do you go like in all the rooms and you do that? Okay. Well, I think you should do this, or,
I'll
even like,
focus. I'll focus on the rooms that they're interested in staging, but I
mhm,
will take a tour of the entire home to see what I can like switch around and make it cohesive and harmonize the room that I'm going to stage with
right.
whatever accessories they have to avoid purchasing anything or renting. And if there is a lot of furniture, I do recommend like moving some into
Hmm.
the garage or maybe even into a rental storage
Right.
to give it space, because that's what the buyer is looking for, space.
Right. Well, because people are visuals, and
Hmm.
even when like I'll look at pictures of a house,
Hmm.
and so and it's just it just depends on who you are or whatever. I'll look at pictures of a house and say, okay, well they can open up that wall there, they can move that there, and they can do that there. Whatever your
Well, opening
mind,
up the wall, that's like interior design. We were knocking
right?
down walls, architectural and what is it? Construction. No,
Yeah,
that's heavy duty. That's heavy
yeah.
duty.
I'm looking at those things too. But whenever you're walking in, you're kind of well. Whenever a potential buyer is walking in,
Hmm.
they I think a lot of people, they don't have the vision of what it could be, and so then
Right.
that's where you doing staging helps them to see
Exactly.
not so much stuff in
Exactly.
there so that they can actually more visualize their stuff in there,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
what it could become for them to have a home.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So you do the consulting, and so they can take it or leave it, but hopefully, they're hiring you for your expertise. So hopefully they're taking that and doing some things and everything else to help them. And
Right.
the small things count too. It's just, it can be something from what I've seen and from everything else or whatever, and the things that I've seen you do, just the small things totally matter, can make a big impact.
Oh, absolutely. Even just rotating a table. I'll never forget back north. I was telling my girlfriend she had an issue with a space in her living room, and she says, "Oh, I have this table that I can't seem to locate it properly in the living room." I said, "Okay, why don't you just try pushing it against the window and just turning it over, turning it around, and just add the two chairs." Well, the next day she came to work and she says, "Oh my goodness, what a difference. Heavens, thank you so much." And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even see the room.
Yeah, just something just as simple as that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that can be huge. So
Mhm.
the next thing, so you do the consulting, and then
Mhm.
so you said soft staging. So what is soft staging?
Full staging. Full staging is
Oh,
when
okay.
it starts with the curb appeal,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be one or two or three bedrooms. Definitely the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
dining room, living room, bedrooms, depending how big the house is, square footage wise. That's how I also determine the price.
Okay.
And what else?
So in the kitchen, so tell me, in the kitchen, what are some different things um that you do, as far as that's
Oh,
concerned?
clear counters, most definitely.
Okay.
Clear counters, because there's appliances can be put away, especially when they're gonna take the photos. The
Mm-hmm.
realtor is gonna come in with the photographer. You
Right.
have to make it look nice.
Yeah.
So less is more.
Okay.
Clear the counter, cleanliness,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever I see that I can leave.
No leftovers from last night.
A clear stove. Yeah, no pots and pans on the stove.
Yeah.
And the sink, definitely.
Right.
The dishes in the
Well,
sink.
that's where, if you're probably from my generation and before, I don't know, my kids may have seen it a couple of times, but that's where if you're from my generation
Uh-huh.
and back, that's where the oven, that's the best use of the oven, is sticking the dirty pots in there whenever you've got somebody coming over. So stick them in there. If they're not clean or whatever, you have no place, stick them in the
Yes.
oven. Nobody's going to open the oven, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Not until inspection, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so between the kitchen and bathrooms is really less is more,
Mhm.
and a bigger impact.
Right.
Okay.
And bedrooms, the dresser, less is more.
Bed made.
The bed needs to be made and fluffed up nice, comforter, fluffy pillows.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, it's if I have to make a bed and they don't have the proper comforter to display, a solid one is the one that works. None of
Okay.
this colorful and a lot of diagrams and
No
figurines
floor,
and no what?
no floor. No floor.
No,
No
oh, no
floral.
floral. Yeah, Bob is saying no floral.
Yeah. Bob is your assistant today.
Yeah.
So if your comforter doesn't blend and match with all of your
Mhm.
motif, so to speak, with your room, then it's better just to have a plain color, so that way you're not too
One.
busy.
Right. And actually, maybe like a bone or white, and
Okay.
definitely window treatments when there's a lot of drapery, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of layers. Less is more.
Okay.
Leave the balance. Or sometimes, if it's a beautiful window, why not just leave it alone? Open it up, and you don't need any treatments, because
Right.
the window speaks
Yes.
for itself.
Right. And open your windows so lights come in.
Oh, but always in all the rooms, all the lights need to be on. Lamps, above head lighting, windows, open up the drapes or the shades, shutters or whatever. You need the light to come in if a prospective buyer is coming into the home.
Okay. Now, okay, so if you're so like in, for instance, in a bedroom. So you're
Mhm.
saying, everything clean and all that kind of stuff. So I'll give you an example. So I've seen appraisals that are done, and this is an appraisal, so it's different than staging.
Okay.
Don't pile all your clothes up on the bed and put a blanket over top of it. That's not what you're preparing somebody to come and look at a house.
Stick all the clothes under the bed.
Right. Yeah. Just like the oven, shove
Yeah,
them
right?
under the bed.
Yes,
Nobody's going to see
exactly.
them. And
Yes.
I think we've done that too as well. Whenever everybody's coming over,
Right.
so
The
whatever
rush.
you need to
Oh my
do,
goodness.
stick them
Yes.
away.
Right. Right.
Okay, so you do okay, and then curb appeal. Okay, so a couple of things that people have asked me throughout the years, go back at whatever as far as inside the house. Sometimes just a little touch up paint goes a long way, or get your rag and go around your house with bleach or
Right.
whatever, to wipe your handprints off
Yes.
the doors and your kids,
Right.
Right.
Mr. Clean Sponge works
Yeah.
wonders.
Okay, so there's Jenny's tips, Mr. Clean's sponges or whatever. Those do great.
Yeah.
So just go in and just dust and get the fingerprints off and
Vacuum
those
the
kind of
rugs.
things. Vacuum, yeah.
Vacuum the rugs. And if they're pets, that's when it's open house or the realtor is coming in to show a client, a potential buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Heavens, try to maybe have the pet in another location with another family member or anything like that, or
Right, or go take them for a
go
ride or
take
for a walk.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then okay, so what do you do? We answered that. And so whenever let's say for instance somebody does not have things, like you feel like you need to bring some stuff in, what do you do?
Oh well, then I would have to charge them for a rental fee.
Okay.
I can purchase accessories, but it will be on a rental basis monthly.
Okay.
And it could be like from lamps, pillows, accessories that are needed if they don't have the appropriate. But I try to make it work. Believe me, I try to really work with the client so they don't have to dish out any extra bucks.
Okay, so if you need some rentals, you can come over to my house and walk through, and I'll rent you some stuff for them.
Oh yes, I have done that even for my own property. Are you kidding? Oh yes.
Do you? Yeah.
Oh yes. I've borrowed from neighbors and myself, and oh yeah.
Okay, well because I have seen staging like done in models. And so it's like they bring a whole big old truckload or whatever.
Right.
And
Those are like well, if you're gonna stage from a big company, yeah, where they have the warehouse with full of furniture and for every room, which would be wonderful. But I'm not about to invest in all of that.
Right. You try to make what they have work and add to it if you need to or whatever. So it's more cost effective.
Add or eliminate or
keep the expenses.
Right.
Keep the expenses down.
Okay. So what is your goals for doing staging? What's your goals for your clients?
My goal is to wait, I have it here. Okay. To create a move-in ready appeal, and to leave a lasting impression to the prospective buyer so they can tell the realtor, I think I want to go back to that home. That's the one I think that works for me. And because appearance matters. To me, that's very important. Appearance matters. If you're going to sell your property, please make it look appealing.
You want kind of the wow factor. You want the buyer to have a wow factor whenever they come in.
Exactly. And it all starts with the curb appeal. The nice landscaping, eliminate any kind of rubbish or tools or anything that are in the front entrance, or rags or cans of containers.
So if you have a shed, then shove it all in the shed. If you don't, then you may have to throw it over your neighbor's fence for the day. and buy them dinner tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yes, ma'am. So when I walk in through the front door, these are the 5 elements I look at.
Okay.
I assess. I look at the floor. I look at the walls, the windows, the ceiling, and stuff. And that's how I start my process.
Okay. So you're going in and your eyes are looking at those things
I stand
first.
at the entrance, yes, and I take a whole assessment of the entire room,
Okay.
and I work from there.
And then you can kind of see, okay, we need to start here and do this and do that. And then you start making your checklist for them and then okay. And then go from there.
Exactly.
Okay. So whenever you do this, is it and this is, I'm kind of asking, but not really asking for detail or whatever, by all means. So whenever you do this, is this like by the job, or is this, is it like hours or by the job, or it depends on which avenue they want?
It depends on which avenue they want, and I
Okay.
can judge more or less how much is needed,
And
and I can approximate how long it will take, and then the square footage, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
it'll depend what room they want or rooms, and I take it from there, and I document it, and I write up a proposal, and we go on.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So so if you're doing, as far as like short-term rentals, so you had said short-term rentals, I think that's what you had put on there. So
Right.
what does that mean?
Short-term rentals is if they're renting, like, let's say for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
3 to 6 months. Well, whatever furnishing they have there, I'll set it up for the person that's going to rent the property, and they'll pay, I guess, whoever they're renting from. But I set up the place. I set up the property to make it look presentable for the rental person.
Okay. All right. Do you ever do staging for like Airbnbs? I guess
No, I
it would
haven't.
really-
No, I haven't. No.
No. Okay. That would be like more of an interior designing, because you're decorating the house and it's going to stay there.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So, okay. So it wouldn't be so much that.
Mhm.
How far in advance should somebody call you before they're actually listing it? I mean, naturally, as soon as possible. And I guess it just depends on how much they need to get done.
Exactly. Exactly. If they're looking to move, let's say within a 6 month period or 3 months, I mean, because down here in Florida, I mean, it's really fast
Mm-hmm.
when someone sells. It's
Right.
like up north that you have to wait months and months and months and months before you get approved and all that. So it's I would say maybe like within a period of 3 months, because it can probably take maybe 1 or 2 weeks for the staging process,
Mhm.
depending on how big the staging project is going to be.
Right.
But I would say even maybe 3 to 4 weeks before they decide to call the agent and present the property.
Okay. Who hires you most of the time, the agents or the buyers?
The buyers, I've worked with my clients is usually by word of mouth a lot,
Right.
and it's basically I've been doing just clients without the agent. The agent comes in later with the photographer, and I try to make sure that I'm there with the photographer comes to take the photos, because I don't want them to see, they decide sometimes to move a pillow or move a lamp. Oh, no, 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 no. Just let's leave it there.
Right. Don't touch my stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I've come across a lot of other stages that, especially like sometimes the agents itself, they'll come and they'll switch things around, or even the client in the home. And I mean, you have to document that. Don't touch. Just leave as is.
Right.
And
That's
they
what you're
probably do
paying
their
me
own
to do.
decoration.
So yeah, they're
Right.
hiring you to do that. So
Right.
leave it there,
Yeah.
and this is my expertise. It's
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I know. I get that. I get that. Yeah.
Yes.
So if they want to call you, so whoever you are, if you're, whoever it is looking to do some staging or whatever, they're going to call the 352 number, right? The 352-428-7029.
Correct.
Okay. And then I'm going to put that, I think I can put it up here real quick. Yep, I put it up there real quick. So that is Jenny's information. And so in order to book an appointment with you, they just need to call you. And then so if they go onto your website, they're seeing like different things that you've done.
Yes, I do. I have posted, yes, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and Align. Also.
Okay. So you're not doing dances on TikTok yet?
TikTok? No, I haven't done TikTok. It would be nice to do something verbal, that I can demonstrate, but I haven't gone to that stage yet. I've been a little bit busy, so I haven't had time.
Right.
So perhaps down in the near future.
Yeah. Right. Okay, great. Yes. Okay. Is there any other tips that you would like to, to share or whatever, or just call to get you going before that they do anything and before they invest in things? But also, I'm going to almost say call you before they move all their stuff out in order so you can pick and choose what could stay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And, don't be fearful. It's not going to break the bank. If anything, it's going to bring you full equity on your return of the property when you sell. Right. And the realtor will get full commission. Mm-hmm. So it's a win-win situation,
Right. And again, yeah, visual is everything. If you walk in and it's it's not the same as me doing a loan, but if I don't have everything dotted and crossed, then my underwriter is going to look at things closer and closer and closer and nitpick me. If you're looking to buy a house, or if you're selling a house and a buyer comes in, if they see one thing, then they're going to start looking at everything.
Exactly.
And start, because then one thing's going to stand out. So then if the one thing stands out, then what else is going to stand out?
Right. Absolutely.
So yeah, same kind of concept. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add on here?
No, just for the prospective seller, remember, appearance matters, and that's where I come in.
Okay. Appearance is everything.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Curb appeal, appearance, mow the grass, pull the weeds, do all those kind of things. I don't know why my phone is going off. I turned it off. So do all of those different kind of things and call Jenny to, so that again, so you can get the most money that you can for your property.
Return.
Right. You do your hair to go out to a restaurant. So you need to do your house to sell it.
Yes.
So that's, kind of look at those different things. Jenny's information, like I said, is all over here. And then this will be posted on all my social media. We've got Jenny tagged in here, and it'll be on my YouTube, all of that kind of stuff. Her contact information is in here. If you're a real estate agent, give her a call. She can help your buyer or help your seller sell. If you're selling, locating, whatever, to her website, you see what can help you.
Okay.
I just glitched. She can help you to get your house. So appreciate you being on today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Chris. It's always nice to see you. You're fading away.
Yeah. I think I glitched again. What the heck is going on? So if I need to get some of your information because I send out closing folders, but just so I can actually put it onto my website and stuff like that, because we're working on that. And I like to refer people that I know. And just giving people names as far as, hey, if you need somebody, then there you go. So,
thank you very
much. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for being on here. And this is Jenny Hurtado with JC's Home Staging. And I am Chris, and we will be back next Monday at 10 a.m. So I hope you have a happy Monday.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay.